The next stage for the special event game mode is coming out on Tuesday next week. So the Christmas Eve, I guess, being the final bit of this whole Christmas event for World of Tanks console. And today I'm going to cover exactly what comes with it. It should be a relatively short one. There's not a whole lot of extra things that are coming over this Christmas period from this point going forward. So this part of the event will last 2 weeks, and it's essentially another community themed event which centers around the whole Ice Queen thing. So if you've been partaking in the Ice Queen's kind of quest line or storyline that's been going on the special event game mode, this is kind of the next stage of that game mode, and you'll be able to find it in the Winterfest storefront or just going to the custom kind of, or at least the game mode select panel in the game. Of course, the Winterfest toy tanks you've been able to use, which comes out with the old Sparky, the Yellow Rider, the Mega Blaster, the Nerf Destroyer, the original toy tank, and the Glitter Bomb. The old Sparky, obviously the Flamethrower. You've got Yellow Rider with the double-barreled, the Nerf Destroyer, which is like the Tank Destroyer, and then the Mega Blaster, which is like the ATGM launching one, which you can all use in this game mode, which is the reason of actually purchasing these toy tanks, but they do get removed after the event, so spending your snowballs on them, unless you've got excess snowballs, is probably not the best thing to do, but you know, it's down to you whether you want to do it for just the actual event itself. But we've got Hot Cocoa is a must for your assignment. The active effect of this event-only consumable will free you from any deep freeze, so you can use that on all of your tanks. It also gives you 10% Commander XP and 10% crew performance. So basically the same as what you would normally have with like enhanced combat rations. And it also gives you a minus 15% freeze time. It's not quite as good as enhanced combat rations in that it doesn't give you like an active bonus of crew performance or anything like that. But, you know, it's still a good thing to have on there. The first stage of the actual event itself is breaching the gates. So ice is blocking the entrance to the castle. So you have to collect 8 pieces of wood by driving over them to build a bonfire that will melt the ice. Once you have enough wood, the capture circle for the bonfire becomes active, which means you can capture the bonfire to light it, melt the ice, and unblock the entrance. The Ice Queen will be trying to stop you, so sending Yetis and that sort of stuff after you at the same time. So taking those out whilst you're going and that sort of stuff in your toy tanks is a must. So once you've done that, then you'll have clear out of forces. You've made it, but the Ice Queen's forces were expecting you, so you have to fight them. The goal is to give no quarter, defeat enough of the Ice Queen's army to force her out of hiding. So she'll essentially once you've kind of broken through the ice in the stage 1, you'll then have to fight your way through a load of AI enemies. And then that will bring out the Ice Queen. And then defeating the Ice Queen is taking matters into her own hands and sallying forth to face you. And she brings reinforcements with more AI enemies. So you have to take those out as well. And then defeat the Ice Queen to save the holidays. The final battle will flow like a boss fight with phases. So once you take out one part of the phase, the next phase will begin. They'll start doing extra stuff. And here's what you have to do. So phase 1 has face the Ice Queen and her forces and get her to 50% health. So the enemies that you'll face is the Ice Queen herself, minion tanks, and Yetis. Then the phase 2 is a regen phase. So the Ice Queen will leave the battlefield to heal and return once her health reaches 100%. You'll need to defeat her Yeti tanks for her to come back out, so it's just AI fights, so no Ice Queen involved. And then the third phase is where the Ice Queen actually comes back out at 100% health, and you have to bring her down to 0 to be able to win, and of course defeat her minions at the same time. Watch out for incoming ice boulders with red circles which mark where they're landing, so they'll just come down from above. You don't want to be in the big red circle when that does happen. That would be very bad. So yeah. It looks like a pretty simple boss fight. It's just essentially getting her to 50%, taking out some minions, and then getting her down to 0 whilst avoiding some ice boulders that come down in big red circles. Respawns will be enabled, and the snowmen will secretly be scattered across the map, so you can get the bonuses from actually ramming into the snowmen, and you get that bonus or power up essentially. Commander XP earnings will be boosted in the Siege of the Frostbite Castle, and commanders placed in a toy tank will be sent back to your recruitment tab when the Winterfest event ends, if you don't bring them out already. Just remember that Commander XP boosters cannot be applied in the mode, which is a bit of an L. I would have liked to have seen that actually happen anyway. And remember, the wood you need to gather for the bonfire, well, the good news is you'll also earn community challenge points with each bundle you get. And of course, the Siege of the Frostbite Castle community challenge is like the second bit of it, which is collecting firewood and lighting the fire to melt the ice and gain access to the Frostbite Castle will give you 2 challenge points. Weaken the Ice Cream will give you 3 challenge points. So that's getting her down to the first phase. And then destroying the Ice Queen, so completing all of it, will give you 5 challenge points. So a total of like 8. So 10 challenge points total to be able to fully defeat the Ice Queen and stuff like that from the beginning. You need to earn at least 25 points so you can get yourself the actual rewards from the Ice Queen community challenge. And trust us when we say it will be worth the effort. This is where you get the Ice Queen E100 hero skin, which actually looks amazing. This actually looks really, really cool. And so I'm definitely going to be partaking, and maybe we'll do a nice live stream as like a Christmas bonus so you guys kind of see how we can fare, and maybe we'll platoon up with some of the channel members who have been supporting the channel for a long time. So yeah, we'll be doing some live streams over the course of the Christmas period, so stay tuned for those. They will be coming out soon. You'll be able to keep track of the community total points on the game mode select screen, so usually it's just on the right hand side. It tells you how close you are to each of the stages and how many total points that we've actually got. And in terms of the rewards, first one will be Mischievous Elf. Then you get a garage gear with a blue toy tank, which kind of looks cool. 2,500 snowballs. Then you'll get some camo tree ornaments, which you can see here. So kind of looks all right. And then you've got 5,000 snowballs for number 4, which is a lot of points, 3 million. And then you get a Christmas tree. Then the 5th one is 4.5 million points, and that's the reindeer. And then the final one is 7,000 snowballs, which will give you the Ice Queen hero skin for the E100 with 6 million points with the community. So yeah, it's essentially another, 14,500 snowballs that you can get from this portion of the event, totaling 29,000 with the previous community event that's been going on. And yeah, that will get you towards pretty much most of those key tanks that you can pick up in the actual storefront for the Winterfest event. So make sure that you're picking up the tank that you wanted out of those two, the EOC or essentially the 292, or I believe it is, or 283 even. So yeah, it should be a pretty decent event. Obviously, it's nice to see that they're adding in some more interesting events. Is there room that maybe we should have got some more quality of life features? Yes, but at the same time, I think this is probably building on the fact that we want to see more kind of development into like nuanced game modes and stuff like that, that we can then, you know, I guess get more of and get a more active kind of event role that gives you something else to do at the same time. So I think it's kind of like building blocks, you know, if they don't do it, we'll never end up with something. So, you know, having a reason to do that in the first place is good, because I think we'll get more events like this as time goes on, things like Halloween and all of the kind of Easter events and that sort of stuff, which I think will be great. And the more and more that we get of that, the better they'll be, I think, as they kind of figure out what was good, what was bad. And so, yeah, I'm not completely against it, but we definitely need some key quality of life updates coming out soon, because we haven't had like a big quality of life update for a long time. So that's something I really want to see Wargaming focus on in the next year. We'll do a full review of the entire year to date towards the end of this year. So maybe on New Year's Eve or something like that, we'll do a full analysis of this whole year and give my opinion as to it. But feel free to leave your comments, and maybe I'll highlight some of those in that video in the comment section down below. Of course, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, and of course subscribe if you want to see some more World of Tanks console content. But other than that, if you don't see any more videos from me before Christmas Day, then I hope you have a fantastic holiday period, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.